Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Thursday, 18th day of April, 13th day of Nissan. Here we go. Well, here we are about 2 days before Pesach, and I'm actually going to be off on a topic that you're going to feel like, why is he discussing that? We need to know about matzah and seder, and we've actually taught you a lot of that, and we now need to hit a halacha that's going to take place right on the first day of Pesach that you need to know about before it happens. So here we go. We're now going to talk about saying, no longer saying Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem in your Shmona Esrei. See, because I'm trying to think in advance for you, that's going to happen on the first day of Pesach. The Chazan is going to say Tfilas Tal, and he's going to say that at Musaf before he begins the repetition of the Musaf Shmona Esrei, and that's going to introduce to the congregation the fact that we are no longer praising God for his power of wind and rain, because we're going into the summer season when it's more typical that we don't praise God for wind and rain. And according to the Ashkenazic custom, we then, at that point of Shmona Esrei, praise God for none of that, because wind and rain is not the big praise that we praise God for in the summertime. If you are going to daven Nusach Svard, then the Svard people switch over at that season to praising God for bringing down dew every morning. So here's how it's going to work. The Chazan is going to say the repetition of the Shmona Esrei and begin it with Tfilas Tal, and that is the introduction to the congregation that we're no longer saying Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem, and that if you're davening Sfard, you're going to start saying Morid Hatal. Okay, the reason I'm focusing on this is because you, the listener, you're going to have to know, when do I switch over to no longer saying Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem, and when do I switch over to saying Morid Hatal? So if you're in an Ashkenazic shul, it gets a little bit interesting. I'll tell you why. They don't want to announce right before Musaf, stop saying Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem. Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem is a great praise of God, and we don't like to make announcements that say stop praising God. Okay? So therefore, in an Ashkenazic shul, they're not going to make any announcement at all. Since they're not making an announcement, that doesn't kick in the beginning of the switchover. So if you're in an Ashkenazic shul, the switchover will only happen when the Chazan says Tfilas Tal, which is after you've recited your quiet Musaf Shmona Esrei. If you're getting where I'm going here, that means in an Ashkenazic shul, you're going to make the switch over. The first time you're going to get to not say Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem is going to be at Mincha on the afternoon of the first day of Pesach. And that will be when you stop saying Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem. Get it? So the reason I focused in on this is for all people following the Ashkenazic custom who always get into this minor confusion of what do I say when I say my quiet Shmona Esrei, the Musaf of the first day of Pesach? So the answer is, if they make no announcement, then no swap over happens, and then you will switch over to not saying Mashiv Haruach Morid Hagashem at Mincha on the that'll be your first time at Mincha of the first day of Pesach. Only for the Chazan, who will be saying the repetition of the Shmona Esrei, his switchover will happen when he repeats the Musaf for the whole congregation. Interestingly, if by some strange quirk they do announce in your shul that they're making the switchover, then the congregation made the switchover, and you'll do that. But most proper congregations are not going to make that announcement, and therefore your first time saying no Mashiv Haruach for this season will be at Mincha of the first day of Pesach. Hope that was clear. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.